So what does the first month of full-time entrepreneurship actually look like? A lot of anxiety, uncertainty, a lot of learning, and surprisingly, a lot of connections and small wins you didn't expect. So I just wrapped up my first 4 weeks after getting laid off and jumping into building my business full-time. Today, I wanted to share what's been happening, the good, the bad, and the stuff that nobody tells you. Stay with me because I'll share some real numbers, the tools that I've been using, what's been working, and the honest reality of starting from zero. So here we are 1 month in after getting laid off, and I went all in on building a business with my partner. And we pretty much started from absolute zero. I do have the support of my wife's income and a few clients from freelancing on the side previously, and I do get some VA disability, which gives us some breathing room. Still been one of the most financially tight months I've had in a while though. But that's part of it. So if you're thinking about jumping into something like this, expect things to be tight for a while and plan accordingly. So this first month's been a roller coaster. Some early wins. We landed a few small design projects, closed and started a new website project, both for around $2,000 each. Picked up some client work from previous relationships. In total, this first month I brought in about $3,000, but that's before taxes and expenses. So it's really only about $2,000 in pocket, and that's working every single day this month. In a minute, I'll break down the tools that we're using so you can stay lean while you're building your business. First, I wanted to talk about some lessons I've learned that may help you if you're on this path. Surprisingly, one of the biggest time drains this week was proposals. I spent an entire day, if not more, building out 3 different proposals. Some were odd jobs outside of my usual scope, but most of the time went into pricing them right, clearly explaining the scope, properly estimating how long the project would take. So 2 didn't close, but 1 did. And it can feel really discouraging if they take tons of time and you don't get that partnership. The truth is, proposals are a lot like job applications. The more you write, the better you get at positioning yourself, explaining your value, and answering questions before they're asked. And just like with job applications, the first ones always feel clunky and take a long time to create. But over time, you develop templates, sharpen your skills, sharpen your language, and figure out what really works. Key, take time to do them right. Because a well-written proposal, just like a job application, often determines whether you even get a chance to land the work. 2 is something that I'm learning quickly. Don't just price based on how long it takes. Price based on how much value it brings to the client. Full branding package can be worth thousands because of the long-term ROI, but a quick flyer, much less. So your job is to balance what's best for them and what's suitable for you. And lastly, this is something I see even experienced freelancers miss, is that you're not just taking orders, you're solving problems. So a lot of times clients will come to you with an exciting idea, but it actually won't move the needle for them at all. So it's your job to help them focus on ROI and offer suggestions. I've already had projects where I recommended simpler, cheaper, and more effective options that would get them better results. So for example, somebody comes to you with an elaborate commercial, when in reality, a simple Facebook ad would be more effective. So before I share the exact tools that I'm using, I want to talk about the mental game. Every day comes with anxiety and uncertainty. You'll wake up unsure if you're doing the right things, like am I pricing right? Are these proposals good? And I even feel guilty when I'm taking breaks. Pretty much work every single day this month, including weekends. But most surprisingly is the days have been absolutely flying by. Time moves completely differently when you're working on your own thing. But burnout does come up, and I've had to intentionally carve out decompression times. For me, it's a little bit of gaming at night, I'm playing Oblivion lately, spending time with family, and reminding myself that rest is part of the job. You're not going to be able to serve your family or your clients if you're burnt out. All right, so let's get into the tools that are actually helping us. We're actually running pretty lean right now, only around $200 a month for the core tools. So the core tools I recommend is Microsoft Office 365 for communication, emails, Teams, documents, Canva Pro, brand assets, social media, graphic design, Calendly for scheduling meetings with your clients. Wave, it's a great simple invoicing tool, and it's great for starting out. ChatGPT Pro, of course, huge help for writing and planning and helping you with emails. Metricool is a relatively new tool that we've been using. It's great for social media scheduling and getting analytics and even sending those analytics to clients. Opus Clip, of course, if you're making video, makes these cool captions on the bottom of the video so you don't have to do it yourself. And of course, the essential that every freelancer and graphic designer needs is Adobe Suite. And lastly, if you're building websites, expect to pay about $25 a month per website, including domain, SSL, hosting, security, form builder, and a visual builder like Elementor or Avada. If you want a full breakdown of our lean tech stack, or how to package them for clients, drop it in the comments and we'll make another video about it. So at first, our whole strategy was just move fast, say yes, and survive. And honestly, it's not a bad way to start. So now that we've built the foundation, we're finally getting into phase 2. We're gonna start planning content and our time, optimizing our website, doing more marketing such as Facebook ads and social media, testing landing pages. We're actually seeing great click-through rates on our ads, but our landing page obviously needs some work. We need to start building case studies, testimonials, and refining our sales process. And even if you don't have all your portfolio pieces together together yet, put yourself out there anyway. Now, real quick, people always ask me, how do you get the freelance work? What about Fiverr, Upwork, and some of those other freelance websites? They have their place when you're starting out, but be careful. Freelancers on Fiverr, on average, only make about $22 an hour. And in my experience, many of those clients are the most difficult to work with, demanding the most for the least amount of money. I've taken plenty of those projects early on. You'll outgrow those quickly, and it can easily lead to burnout. So if you're thinking about jumping into entrepreneurship full-time, here's 7 tips of my honest advice after 1 month in. 1 is be ready to be broke for a while. 2 is provide more value than you charge. 3, don't try to do everything alone. You're eventually going to need some help. 4 is protect your time and focus on income-producing tasks first. 5, rest isn't selfish, it's maintenance. 6 is price on client ROI, not just hours needed. And 7, the most important, is success is progress, not perfection. I'll keep documenting this journey, both the wins and the mistakes. And if this helps you in any way, please drop a like, comment, share this with a freelancer or someone starting their own business. If you got any questions about freelancing, marketing, running your own creative business, leave them in the comments and I'll try to cover them in future videos. And remember, fear isn't real. And what would you do if you weren't afraid? I'm Chris. Thanks for watching and happy creating, everyone.